Ah, fuck. Fuck, man. Fuck, man. Jeez. Today we're finally going to do heads on the old Junker, the old daily. The only thing really that I'm worried about is the manifold bolts, which if they snap off, I guess I can always just grab yeah, boy, new bolts because I'm not reusing the heads. So that's not the worst thing. Check this out, we got the bed and the doors on the step side. Nothing exciting, we're just making room on the driveway, but it's the first time that it's been on since the wreck. I don't remember it sitting this high, but it's starting to look like a truck again a little bit. So I'm gonna go clean the heads up. We're gonna lap the valves real quick and get started tearing this down. I don't know if I want to time lapse it. Maybe I'll just come in, check in for the important parts, because I need to charge this a little bit. All right. And we'll see how it goes. Hey, drop a like for the shirt too. Whenever I bust this shirt out, you know serious stuff's about to go down. So air cleaner's already off, throttle body's already loose. I'm just going through and unplugging all the sensors, disconnecting the vacuum hoses, and then unbolting the intake. Right here I'm working on the distributor. Just unscrew the cap so you can push it out the way, and then you can slide the shaft out. Alright, everything's loose. Obviously I gotta clean up a bunch of stuff. There's a nice little pry point. Right there. There's a little nub. This one's not very tight because I just did the intake like 2 weeks ago. So I pulled a couple plug wires, label them obviously. You just push the distributor cap out the way. Once everything is disconnected, you kind of have to lift up on the back on the hole that the rotor goes down. Wow, this camera is so bad. The distributor hole where it goes in the intake, you kind of got to lift up on the back of that and then shift the intake back because it's going to hit on the mounting bracket for all your pulleys. Parts table is growing a little bit. This could also be, I'll show you later, but I have a theory as to why I'm leaking so much oil. This was not one of them, but I have another gasket. I have another valve cover gasket that I was going to use maybe on the step side, depending on what valve covers I use. They ain't new, but they'll work. I do have new exhaust manifold gaskets. This is that. I do not have a new throttle body gasket because I don't think it's leaking, and if it is, it takes 10 minutes to replace. So I've actually already loosened a couple of these manifold bolts. They actually spin pretty free. I don't know, I think the ones back there might be a little worse, but hopefully I'm not reusing the heads, but it'd be nice if I could reuse the bolts or something, you know. Whenever I'm busting off head bolts or really anything rusty, I like to go in and break them loose with a ratchet and then come behind with the impact and buzz them out. That's normal, by the way. If you're reusing push rods, make sure you keep them in order so you know what lifter they match up with. Right here I got all the head bolts out. I'm just trying to move it into a better spot so I can get to the bolts for the bracket that's got the clips for the spark plug wires. I'm just trying to get into a better spot so I can get to those bolts easier. And yeah, they're a bitch to get to. on the driver's side, the only bolt's holding on the front. There's a bolt here for the power steering bracket, and then there's another one back here that you could get to from the front. Passenger side, there's a bolt down in there, and there's one up in here. So I've already loosened this one for the AC. For the AC compressor, it just runs all the way through. Take the pulley off, and then just unbolt it so it goes here. But to get to, can't even see that one. It's all the way down in there, and you have to take this bracket off. So there's another bolt down in there, and then there's this one. I think that's the only one. So more fun stuff. All right. Well, that was a pretty shitty explanation when you can't see shit. So this is me in the future here to show you. There's the bolt I was talking about. There's the first bolt I was talking about for the compressor. Goes back there. Take the pulley off, slide this bolt back. It won't come all the way out, but you can get it far enough back that it'll come out the head. And then that's the second one down there, which is you take that nut off. So that holds the bracket on that I was talking about. You take that nut off, and then there's a stud. And you saw in the video, it was like a reverse torque, so a star bit. And then you can spin that stud out after you get the nut out of the way. So you take that bolt off, and then you take that's the bolt. Take that bolt out for the bracket, which I just didn't feel like putting in, I guess. And then it just kind of gets loose. I forget how it even comes off, but you just got to get them out of the way enough. You got to pop that hole off far enough you can just slide the stud out when you're unscrewing it. So you might see me again at some point, but well, these are the head gaskets. You can see completely blown out in the middle, but the water gasket, the water jackets were all sealed up still, so that's why I wasn't leaking coolant or nothing like that. So I've already got the heads, I got the plugs and the brackets and all that swapped over to the new ones. And the sensor, like this coolant temp sensor, is different. For the 88s, it's a single wire, and then for those, which is a 93, it's different. Someone in the comments really knows about these. I'd be kind of curious. This is a stud for the passenger head on the front. This is the one that came off the 88 originally, and this is the one for the 93. It goes, this is driver, so this would be passenger. It goes in the back here, and it comes out, and then the AC, the compressor, the big compressor bracket and all that goes over top of it. So I was just wondering, this one's a lot longer. Well, took a little closer look at the deck here, and it don't look good. Can you even see that with my shitty little camera? There's a nice groove right there. Nice little groove. It's not a crack. I don't think it's a crack. Nice little carbon buildup right there, but so I doubt these new gaskets are gonna hold up very long if they seal at all. Fuck, man. The other one's the other side's the same way. So between the 3.5 cylinders and the 4.6, right where the gasket blew out, it was probably on its way out for a while. So. You're not supposed to use gasket sealer on the ones that I have. Put it back together, new gaskets, clean everything up, and just throw it together and see what happens. And then I don't really care about this engine enough to, I'm not sending it out to get, I'm not sending it to a machine shop, so I guess I'm gonna run it and look for engine, or maybe just run it, see how long we can take it, then it'll blow up. Fuck, man, that sucks. That sucks. Both of them are the same right there. What is that called? Is it called flame cutting?